fam, what's up? This is Robert Anton here at robertantonvlogs.com. I am coming to you with just a little vlog. Really, I don't know how quick it's gonna be because I just feel like talking. I'm sitting at home, it's like 11:09. I don't have anything to do, anywhere to go. I just edited a video about my performance at casino in New York City. And I hope you guys will get to come out. But I didn't want to talk about that. What I was doing, I was watching some YouTube videos, as I'm always doing, and I came across a young man who did a review of Solange. So I did a review of Solange's album, A Seat at the Table, and I also saw a few other people's reviews after that. And I was watching his, and I went to another thing on his channel and did another thing, and I was just watching a video about him moving to Atlanta, quitting his job, moving to Atlanta to follow his dreams. And it brought back so many great memories for me. So I wanted to do a quick story time just about, I guess maybe just to talk about it and talk about what I'm thinking, but also kind of to inspire you if you are worried or you're thinking about if it's time for you to just finally cut the noose and move, or to just, start doing what you really want to do with your life. If you haven't found your passion, I hope to everything that you find your passion in this life very soon and start to follow it. If you have found your passion and you are still worried about, should I cut the cord? Should I quit this job? Should I move? Should I start auditioning? Should I go back to school to be a doctor? Or, whatever it is that you really think your passion is, if you decide, you need to decide for one that you want to do it and that you would rather do that the rest of your life than what you're doing at the moment. But when I was in school, I've always wanted to do music. I had no doubt. I love cooking, I love dancing, I love acting, I love everything, but I've always wanted to be a singer. So I went to high school and college for performance. I left school and moved to Chicago because I was like, I'm not getting a chance to perform in school. After 2 years, I was like, I'm not getting enough time because I was working 3 jobs and I was trying to pay the bills and I was in classes and I just was not getting to do what I really love to do. So I moved to Chicago to perform in clubs and nightclubs and all that different stuff. I did some talent shows. I performed at a few places, gigged with a few bands, blah, blah, this and the other. And after about 8 months of doing that, I moved back to Cleveland, where I'm from, that's my hometown, and started to prepare to move to New York. And the reason I wanted to go to New York is because even in high school, I knew that once I started auditioning and performing, that it would either be New York or LA. And New York was just closer to home. It seemed like it'd be a little more accessible. In the high school and college that I went to, I was more preparing to be a musical theater performer, and I'd already done my research and everything. I knew that it was hot. Musical theater was hot in New York City. You had the Great White Way, Broadway, and all that good stuff, so I knew that that is where I wanted to go. And I started a job, just a little side job, kind of waiting tables and stuff like that. And when I decided it was time to go and I set a date, everything just started falling into place. I met managers from different restaurants who were in New York that had relationships with the restaurant I was working at. So like I ended up getting a job before I even moved. So like 2 days after I got here, I was training. The next day I was working, making money. Everything fell into place. I met people who were like, oh, you can come stay with me. I just, everything. Once I said, I set that date and I decided to do it, everything started to fall into place. And what I think sometimes you need to do is you need to just say, I am going to do such and such by a certain amount of time. I am going to get into it, and this is how it's going to happen. And then the universe will start moving things. You'll start thinking about how this is going to happen. Your mind will start working things out. People will be brought into your circle of influence, or people that you already know will bring other people in that will be able to help you to facilitate what happens. And that's exactly how it happened with me. I was supposed to move with a friend. That didn't work out. They decided not to leave and not to move. And I was like, you know what? My date is set and I am going to do it at this date because it's time for me. And like I said, everything just fell into place. I moved to the city. I had a place to stay the first few nights. I found a place to stay. I rented a room. After that, like a few days later, I was working on a job by that weekend. Started, found a voice coach, then a voice teacher, then blah, 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 blah. Started auditioning, started doing shows. And it's 20-something years later, and I am still so excited to be here. I am still so excited to be performing. I am still so excited to be in the midst of just, all that has happened has been amazing. It hasn't been all up here, it's been some valleys and some mountains and all that good stuff. But I have been pursuing my dream and my passion the whole time, which has made it seem like a dream. And I got I don't remember this young man's name at the moment. I'm not going to look it up, but I'm going to put it down in my description box because I want you also, if you want to check out his channel. He doesn't have that many videos, maybe a dozen videos, but to follow his journey, see how he's doing. I believe he's a dancer and a writer, and to encourage him. And if you know people, to turn people onto him who are also in the business, who may be able to help him along with what he's doing. I didn't have that. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have all these connections that I could have made back then. But I have them now, and we have them now. So let's try to help each other to move along our journey. I appreciate you all so much. If 20, 30, 50 of you see this, if 150, 550 see this, I appreciate you for watching. I hope that you are enjoying the journey that I am making constantly here in New York. And I'm doing all kinds of videos as usual on 4 different channels. Make sure to register to vote and to get out and vote. I'm going to make, I think, 1 or 2 more videos before the voting begins in November. But I can't stress enough to make sure that you're registered to vote and to vote. Your future depends on it. Your children's future, your grandchildren's future. I'm not going to say anymore. I've talked long enough. This is Robert Anton, robertanton.com. I am out.